We certainly will. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing these two teams go head to head. Infinity up against Heroic, and Infinity doing it with this Axe last pick. We don't see anybody else play this. It's first pick this tournament. It's coming in here, and indeed, as the panel said, it's clear why. It's the blade mount. It's the cool. It's against this Muerta. Is that going to happen, and are we just going to see this Muerta's kind of self-destruct at some points of the game?
We'll see. I don't know. I've been wanting to see Axe. I know Lacoste was saying it too. Me and him joke about we play a lot. We talk about it. We've always been saying that we wanted to see a little bit more of Axe, at least teams trying it. And this does fit the archetype. Yeah, Blade Melt versus Muerta. It's going to be great. I have concerns about how free of a game it can potentially be for Analog. This looks like a pretty darn good one for the puck. This year has taken over a lot of times. So let's see how PP does in the mid lane versus a team that they know, right? These two teams know each other so well. They've played each other, I believe, in the last month or so. Maybe it was a little bit less than that or something. They've played 6 games, and Heroic has taken all 6. 3 series. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. So Heroic having that clear advantage versus them in most situations. So let's see if Infinity can set tempo, because I feel like that's what this draft is about, is getting ahead and staying ahead.
And how good do the lanes look? Are they good for Infinity? Not necessarily. Do Heroic actually have the upper hand on some of these lanes?
I kind of like her. I mean, I love this bottom lane. I feel like every time I've just been seeing Snapfire, it wins most of the lanes, and I'm a bit of a question overall about Disruptor as a hero. But Infinity's lanes aren't bad by any means. Like top lane, I'm unsure how much they can threaten versus a Muerta, because the Naga Siren's in that lane, which can secure most lanes. But their lanes don't look bad by any means. Maybe Heroic wins like at least one of them, but yeah, could be pretty even.
Top lane. It's going to be a question of how much pressure can they put on Parker early.
That's the big question.
It's short down the line where you have the blade mail, you have this play with the Axe, but until that gets to that point, you know, what's the plan in terms of making sure Parker doesn't get space? Because we've seen Parker, he farms like at an insane level, right? This guy on the carry, even just give him an ounce of space, he takes so much from it.
I really think it is just play super fast, play super aggressive, get ahead, stay ahead. When you're playing with this Bristleback draft, you can take Roche very early on, and you've got Disruptor, so you thrive on getting ahead and getting all those extra glimpse kills. So if they can get ahead, could definitely see them have kill threat constantly. But there is, of course, counter-initiation that can come out. That's the beauty of having Naga Siren in a lot of situations, is even if you do, let's say, get a blink call, you know, they can just be counteracted entirely from a Naga Song. And we're probably going to see, like, AVULUS potentially built up on some of these heroes early on to deal with the Axe. Glimpse early on Schofield.
Oh, it's a good glimpse. It's going to allow Costabile to start diving in with the quills and the goo. He's going to find first blood.
Panda's done this a lot on his Disruptor. They've been wanting to play this pretty much every single time. Costabile will take a decent chunk of damage here.
Oh, hold up, Devi Lama.
He's just dead.
He just straight up kills him off.
Oh, wow. Heads up play from Devi. He has 14 stick, too, so he knows he's fine, even through the glimpse. That was cool. Punishes the Bristle immediately. And they bring his boots immediately, too. Schofield on that kill will be able to get that. In mid lane, PP. Once you get these levels on that Invoker versus the puck, you've got that damage advantage. And you're always going to be able to keep that sustain. So this lane should be pretty good for him, too.
Oh.
Oopa. I've never heard that one before.
Okay.
This is gonna sting.
Came back from the barber shop.
That's good.
Is that like a meme or something, or what?
I mean, maybe.
Huh?
There's too many memes. There's too many. I can't keep up with them. I'm too old. Costabile almost dying again.
How are they doing for regen down here?
They're not doing so great. Okay, they've got 3 tangos, but he's sitting very low already. This secondary kill that Devi gets is actually pretty massive, because he got the boots delivered from Schofield immediately, and they have the side pull open, so they're able to reset the lane, and Costabile does not have boots yet. He needs them to be able to lane versus this trample more effectively. Top lane is the volatile one. I feel like this is the one that can kind of go both ways.
And neither core is struggling in farm up. They're getting similar amounts out of this Parker and Illich.
It can get it can get complicated to make aggressive moves onto them where it's because he's got the Naga behind him, and then you can get reeled in, pulled out of position, and they do have the point in the calling early, which can stop that aggression.
And we'll see if we get any of those early rotations. So they have a bit of an attempt to go on to Illich. Illich is going to try starting to run back up because the napalm stacks are building up onto Parker. He'll hold his ground, be able to get the kill, but he will die for this. As Knight cleans up one of them, won't be able to get King Jungles, but getting the trade there.
He had 14 wand when they initially went onto him. So one thing about laning versus bad is Kostabile.
This time, is he going to survive? No. Cookie in. Another time that they've been able to knock the Bristle out of the lane.
Concerning for sure. Whenever Bristle dies early on with this type of lineup.
A top back in action. They might just get Knight after all. They will. Parker returns, and he's able to take out Knight as well. So getting early kills here now on the safe flame Muerta.
Oh, Frenda, baby. Doesn't even have to have TP to come back out. We'll be able to just show back up. Yeah, this bottom lane is really going to be the one I'm looking at because this could get out of control pretty fast. I think Schofield and Devi have kind of just worked magic in this tournament where they've just completely destroyed games. I think Devi's had his best tournament ever, even though we talked about some of his spear misses in one of those games.
They're going for Illich again here.
Great. Illich, there is a net available.
He's kind of stuck. I mean, they're going to get him. Illich goes down. Knight trying to fight against the two of them.
The net.
Get some kills. Flame break on a Parker. He'll get one of them.
He should have both.
I think he will. This bat, he's getting a lot of XP. A lot of situations where he's getting the solo action. Back down
and
bottom.
They get a kill.
Yeah, a bit of a strike back from Infinity as Kostabile is able to take Schofield out.
He needs to start getting some kills, it does feel like. Yes, he's a Bristleback. He can get stacks and stuff later on, but a laning phase that is not looking super good for this Bristle right now. It's looking decent. Can they get another setup here onto Devi? They actually may have just killed themselves.
I mean, yeah, Devi Lama just goes straight for Panda off the back of that glimpse back. He'll get the kill, but he might die for this. Kostabile's trying to chase him down, but backup comes in.
The cookie!
Devi Lama, he's running away. Will the Quills catch him? If he's got any more, he's not got no more mana in the tank, so Kostabile can't chase the kill. Devi Lama survives.
And top, Parker gets another kill. He returns back to the lane on the Ofrenda and just immediately gets a kill. I mean, this is chaotic. 12 kills in the first 6 minutes of the game. Muerta, 1,000 gold ahead of the Bristleback. Even though he's died twice, he's gotten 4 kills out of the lane already. And KJ is now starting to do what we see a lot of teams do when you have like a good lane in your safe lane. He's going to just go scout out the triangle, get wards down, even block out the potential stacks that will come out for either this Axe or Bristle, because they know they've already destroyed this Axe in lane. He's going to need stacks to recover.
Well, they're going to destroy Panda here.
It's a phenomenal start for Heroic.
I mean, Illich is stepping up.
Draft wants to get ahead, and right now their lanes are not going the best.
Illich is in a lot of trouble with Analog rotating over as well. He's going to get knocked out the lane for a 3rd time.
Uh-oh. This is big concerns. Well, we wanted to see Axe, but maybe now we won't want to see it too much more. He is really struggling.
It's going to be a very slow start. And this is the problem with Axe, right? When you want to do this whole kind of blink blade mail shenanigans against something like a Muerta, if you're having a rough start, and it gets to the point where by the time you have those items, Muerta's far, far ahead, you jump in and you just die way quicker than you need to survive for to be able to return a significant amount of damage.
And they have Nagasarn.
You just die through it.
Who has Song, so they're going to have ways to reset fight. And if like you mentioned too, if Muerta gets ahead too fast too, you get the shard. And then you just lifesteal. So you're actually able to withstand versus it too. So they have to start enabling a little bit better. But he doesn't have potential for getting stacks since they've blocked them out. They've got this aggressive ward too to watch.
It's going to be a tough start for Illich.
Tough game. It feels like a tough early game in particular overall for Infinity. Because the Bristle is not having the freest.
They're going to go for him again. Schofield comes in with a rotation. Illich dead once more by the looks of it as Knight tries to help out. Can't save him. He'll get the lasso off. A rotation comes in from PP. He misses the tornado. But they'll still get the kill, but not able to get here in time to keep Illich safe. It's another death for the Axe.
Bad has 4 kills, but yeah, the Axe is the one who needs to have this better game. Schofield should go down here. Has 20 stick.
The Jukes. He's going to get another Scav blast off, but they'll get him. Still not getting the big kills though the cause. This time around, Parker just able to stay safely out of harm's way.
I like that PP's doing this. I think he knows that their lanes have gone a bit sour, so he wants to make these constant rotations to fix things.
He's not going to look.
He does have allies coming in.
He's coming back now. Now we'll see him.
Costa Bile's here too.
I mean, Parker should be very dead here. I mean, Analog's around. Can Parker really survive this attempt for 3 heroes going for him under the tower? He'll get the stick charges up, but the tornado comes in. Parker will die. We'll see what Infinity lose in return. They'll lose Panda.
Can PP get out?
And get the pull back here from King Jungles. Analog's getting forced back by Costa Bile. In fact, Costa Bile pops him as the quill spray stick. They stacked up. Analog dies.
Holy moly.
He may just get away. He's ready to turn with the Colts now. Costa Bile chasing down the Naga Siren. It's going to be a cleanup this time in favor of Infinity. Illich.
Schofield also getting gone on.
Illich should be able to keep his distance here from Davai Lama.
Perfect play. Exactly when they needed to get some aggressive moves happening, as PP also will TP out. Great responses. Great rotation from Costa Bile. I believe he activated that warpath too. He hit this puck for a tremendous amount.
Yeah, just disappeared. Didn't get the chance to jump over the orb or phase shift. Just buy it.
It was like quill stacks plus 8 warpath stacks with the activatable. I think he had like plus 120 damage or something. He hit this puck incredibly hard at this point in the game, very early. Still a 2K lead for the side of
Yeah, the struggles are continuing for Illich.
Yeah, he's the one who's having the absolute roughest game, and he is your initiator. Another catch.
Jungle. That's a big catch as well, finding Davai Lama. He's not able to run away from this one. Nice. I mean, he's making moves happen off the back of getting a strong start because of Illich's suffering top. You know, he picked up the kills, he picked up the action, and now he's making the plays.
He's like the 3-position bat, it feels like at this point. We have seen him be a difference maker in games before. His Tusk, that Aghanims game that he did have was pretty crazy. And if he's able to get a blink early, that's actually pretty good also to catch and bring down this Muerta, because Batrider can solo kill her if you do get an advantage.
That could be like the key to sort of making up for Illich's tough start. If Knight can come in with this sort of level of play. Top, Illich.
Oh! Cancelled it.
He's going to get the call off now, but it looks like Illich dying again. I think he just needs to stay away from this area completely, Fog, because he keeps on going down.
Yeah, but where does he... I mean, maybe just farm some jungle. He can't really farm the Ancients because of how far behind he is at the moment. But he can't show up anymore.
They got Parker with the glimpse back. Static Storm dropped down from Panda. Costa Bile bringing in the damage.
Great catch.
That's another big kill for Costa Bile to be handed.
Parker is still top net worth, but they're getting a ton of kills onto him. That's 4 that they've been able to find. Panel said it, you know, it's not a free Muerta game by any means. Able to get some good ones. But yeah, this Axe just still needs help. So they need to make these aggressive moves. They need to be active to be able to match the pressure. Heroic, they're smoking up.
Unfortunately for Illich, they're not smoking up towards him. They're looking to PP instead.
PP will reset as the Ghost walk, so we'll be healing. Invasive plays coming in.
No, they're coming
they might
for
be
Illich.
going for the Axe.
Oh no, let him live.
Let him get away.
Let him live. He's getting bullied here.
He is not
the bullying continues. A 6th death on him. Over in the mid,
Analog gets hit by the EMP.
He's got a bottle charge. I'll give him enough to get the orb off. And we'll just live. Okay, no glimpses there. Nothing to put a stop to that.
PP had the Sunstrike also at the ready. He was going to potentially look for it. That was almost all PP doing the damage there.
PP's doing a lot. Hey, what, 205 has not died at all.
But the Axe's game is just miserable. 0 and 6. Nowhere even near the realms of having Blade Mail. Missed out on a double or triple wave top after that
TP
death.
cooldown, so has to walk up there, Illich.
It's fortunate that the Batrider has a Blink Dagger, though. So it's, all things considered, it's not the worst case scenario.
Yeah, Knight and PP, they could kill anyone right now with this sort of Blink Lasso play.
And they always can have kill threat onto Muerta very easily. If they just see her, Parker's just dead.
If they see Parker, they should be able to get the jump. The problem is backup is inbound for Parker. The rest of Heroic swinging across.
They'll kill him fast.
Now get the lasso. And indeed, get the kill. Can they get out, though? Because the song setup's here.
Oh, and they're stacked as 3.
Heroic, they're ready to make a fight happen out of this one. Dream Core down onto the 2 cores. PP and Illich gone. The Static Storm's going to be laid down onto Analog. Glimpse back into it as well. He's going to stay alive. Face shifts back up. Jump
on
off
him.
from Knight. The orb to the side, but Knight will finish him off.
Here comes Costabile.
Trying to dive in for King Jungles.
He is a bit low here on this Bristleback.
Davai Lama. He's got spells up in a second. The trample's there. He's going to start running down the Bristle. Turns over towards Knight. They've got the root and the reel in to drag back the bat. Let's go Field Cookie as well. Now find Knight and Davai Lama will live.
And Parker shows up to get XP at the end of it from the respawn from the Ofrenda. He has 5 TPs, hasn't had to use them just yet. Still keeping up in that farm. 2K.
Continued pain for Illich.
Yeah.
7 deaths.
He is a support, literally.
Illiterally. The cost
Nice.
will like that one.
The cost, what are you doing to these people? Schofield will get picked. I mean, PP's trying his hardest here.
He's
to make
doing a
up
lot.
for some
Yeah,
of
these are some flashy moves from PP. Of course, went down in that last fight, but what can you do? Sometimes you get songed and dream coiled.
Sure. And that does mean Song's on cooldown, so they could look to continue making these aggressive moves. He almost has Mage Slayer done. It's going to be pretty good timing for PP. Level 11. Illich, though, yeah, I think just don't leave the jungle for some time.
Just
at least
AFK
until you have
farm the blink. Yeah, absolutely.
Does feel like it. I like how action-packed these games are, though. We had a couple games that were like slowing down quite a bit, but we're back to that 2 kill a minute for some of these. Ags finished up at Costa Belay.
Parker dropping the ult here to clean up the stack.
Lasso back up. It is Knight. Could definitely look for a play. See if he can find anything. Right now, lanes aren't really in the best position for him to look for one. But I'm just scared. Every time I see Illich showing the lane, I'm like, uh-oh. He's showing top for a second. He'll clear the way fast, at the least. 750 away from the blink. And he is still going to be incredibly fragile, is the important thing to point out. Even though he'll get the blink,
you'll
get
blink in and die. Unless... I mean, I feel like there's no real unless. Even if the team fight goes well for you as a team, you'll probably still die.
Yeah, he's going to just have to be the sacrificial lamb this game. Analog.
Dream Coil just to save himself, but the Sunstrike.
Nice vision.
Absolutely there, yeah. PP, I mean, he thinks it's a ward, but it was just the Sunstrike vision right that set up the glimpse.
Yep, PP. Heads up plays.
Yep.
Pressure on the tower mid too. Alacrity's been thrown onto the catapult. Should be able to potentially finish this tower. They're going to pop Glyph to try to hold it. But his shutdown is the Axes. Now we're starting to see Analog having quite a bit of difficulties in this game. Just getting caught by glimpses, caught by the Invoker.
They get a free grab in the mid.
Oh, that Meteor was quite off the mark, but they should have him anyway.
He was preparing for if the cookie was up to the high ground, you know. That's why he was lining up there, PP.
Fine. Tower. We'll get the last hit, and here comes Panda, Analog.
So if they can get him again.
He's got phase shift this time.
Knight was still seeing if he could get some sort of knockback. Wasn't to be.
Good aggressive plays, playing around this timing. The Ags bristle. They want to be the one setting that tempo and running at the side of Heroic. Heroic now, though, has a big timing for themselves. Davai Lama has the BKB. He is pretty damn strong right now in these next few moments. They do not have the best answers, and they're going to smoke off it. Schofield also has Pavis, level 9, ults are at the ready.
Let's see what they can get. Illich ready to strike back with the Blink Dagger.
Static Storm's up in 1 second also, so Panda is able to get in a good position. Could turn things a bit. Primal is a problem.
If they can kill the Bristle quick enough. They're going to try. But the Dream Coil snap back into the kisses coming in. And bring him back with the reel in. Whoa, my goodness.
The reel in and the grab.
What's going on there?
The Axe call.
The song. Oh, that's a good save from King Jungle. He's going to give Analog the chance to get away from this.
Same Analog
on the VCAN. He's actually able to jump in for an extra bit of a waning rift to get the extra damage out onto Illich. Illich goes down. It was a good effort from Illich getting the successful cool onto the puck, but King Jungle's just making sure that this fight goes to the way of Heroic once again.
Always going to be the scary thing when you're playing with Axe. Any initiators, when you have this Nagasarian, there's always the ways of counteracting. And Parker actually gets himself a bit lucky too. He has Vampire Fangs, so now even if he does get Call Blade Mailed later in the next few moments, might actually just be able to survive throughout it. And his farm is still very good. Even though he's died 5 times, he's 1,800 ahead of the Bristle.
He just always farms so fast, Parker.
Yep. And now
always at the top.
Now Solar Crest too, they'll start throwing it onto him to enable him even more. He's having a very solid game. Knight looking for another grab, has Blink 4-step, as we said. This Bat Rider feels like the actual offlaner. But Divide Llama is starting to get in preparation to deal with Bristle. As we said, it does feel like Infinity on quite a bit of a timer, and they are falling behind, at least in net worth. So it still feels like they got to try to make these moves happen, because as soon as Divide gets Aghanims, that Bristle strength is going to be cut more than in half. And he was patient too. He didn't use BKB last fight, which was pretty impressive for Divide. He didn't need it, but sometimes you see people just pop it. So we'll have that 9 seconds still for the next upcoming fight.
It's just gonna be tough in these team fights to manage for Infinity, because with their lineup and their sort of item builds, right, you don't have any sort of like damage mitigation, right? There's no auras, there's no nothing that you're able to really get going on Infinity's side of things.
And their damage could start to become a bit lackluster in particular too, right?
So, yeah.
It could get scary. And because now Parker can actually get involved in every single fight. He has Mjolnir, so he's going to be dishing out crazy damage. They have to get a Dream Catch onto him with the lasso.
We'll get this chance to get the lasso onto Davai Llama.
He's got BKB.
All right, so they can't throw anything else down onto him. Should be able to walk this off. Kisses are put to a stop by the tornado, but Costabile, he dies on the front.
My goodness, what a dead shot.
Turns him in, and they didn't have anybody to step up and help him out. I mean, this is the thing right there. Sort of defensive potential. It's 2 4-staffs right now on Infinity's lineup. They don't have any other sort of ways to buff up one another. Panda's caught out.
Drag to the low. Coil in the back.
I mean, they're not even done yet. They're able to get the jump over towards Knight. These team fights, they're going to be so tough, as we're seeing for Infinity.
Especially if he can line up dead shots like that onto a Bristle, make him face him, he kills him in seconds. The amount of farm that this Muerta has, a 3k difference over him and the Bristle, and they're just going to get a roast off this. This game is accelerating too much for Infinity's draft. They do not want to be playing from behind.
Maybe if Village gets his blade mail, we're going to see some, Seb level comeback with some huge call.
Do they have damage follow-up is going to be the question for me. They're actually respecting the respawns here. They have Naga Song at the ready, but they did expend a lot. BKB still on cooldown. They'll smoke and look for the fight instead.
Okay.
First, the Veil is ready.
Scouting things out with a Sunstrike PP.
I mean, they're really respecting that they were going to bring 5 heroes.
Yeah, they could definitely have finished it.
Yep. Blade Mail is done. Quite one of the slower ones you'll probably see.
We'll see how much it does.
We'll see how much it can actually do.
Because it's highly likely that he blink Blade Mails and then just dies.
And there's Vampire Fangs, right? And this is even pre-shard for the Muerta. And she is just very big at this point.
Nah, they're back into the pit. They sweep the area just to see if there was any sort of setup around, but wasn't the case. Now smoke comes out now from Infinity, but they will not get anywhere close to this.
And he's saving the Pierce the Veil too for this fight. Uh-oh.
So they really still want to fight this Infinity into the Aegis of Parker.
This does not feel like an easy fight by any means.
It's just super tough. They've got the lane wards down as well, Heroic. So once the smoke's popped on Infinity, Heroic will have good vision to fight. And Alicia's going to go for the jump. It's only on to Davai Llama. I think they might want to bail out of this. I mean, they're sticking around Infinity. They're still trying to fight. Get the lasso into the Sunstrike onto King Jungles. It's not enough to kill King Jungles. And now with the ultimate, Parker moves forward, shoots down Knight, shoots down Costabile.
That was a questionable
taking
one.
These risks here, Infinity. And the chances of them going well, it's pretty slim.
It might be feeling like they're feeling desperate to look for fight. PP, can he get himself out of this?
So they're going to lose Panda on the side.
He'll get a solo.
Can he get out, though?
No.
Cookie comes in, kisses as well. It's 4 dead. They're only able to find that 1 kill onto the Naga Siren in return off the back of those events. It's getting a bit rough these last few minutes here for Infinity.
It's very rough. This Muerta is absolutely massive. Schofield, don't die. Parker?
Parker can't do this, I don't think. He can't finish that. Unless he wants to lose the Aegis, I don't think he wants to do that, though.
Also, look at what he did. He bought the shard. So, he's not going to die to the Blade Mail. He's got 8 stacks already, too. So he's got even more damage.
It's a rough one.
It's a real
it's a feels bad man game for Illich on the axe, and for any axe enjoyers, right? You know, you got to imagine he gets this last pick axe. It's super exciting, get to do something, play something that you haven't been playing for a while, and then it just gets absolutely crushed.
Supposed to be there. Oh my goodness. That was closer than expected. Does get the shard now for the axe, so, I mean, a little small upgrade,
there you go.
But makes his net worth look better.
Yeah, absolutely, he's on the same level now on farm as PP, as Damai Lama, and Costa Bile. Yes, the problem is that Parker... he can't do this.
He'll die for it.
Okay, well, he chooses to do this. That's indeed the age is gone.
Not the greatest use of Aegis, but with the pace of the game and every, you know, they're probably telling each other this is fine.
Yeah,
Parker's probably saying I'm like 16,000, 17,000 net worth at 23 minutes.
He is insanely far ahead.
Yeah. And Devi, this is all fights before Aghanims too. He's had a pretty much flawless game on this Primal Beast. It's pretty much done. Solo kill.
There was a decent amount of back and forth at the start, even with that top lane going as rough as it did for Infinity, but now at this point, the damage really being done by Heroic. They're getting this pretty solid lead, and especially in the scaling potential. When you've got this carry Moeta this far ahead of anyone else on the other side of the game, it's what do you do? How on earth do you deal with Parker at this point?
The items are just flying out. His damage is crazy. The Puck's damage is just going to enhance them also, too, because he has the Parasma, so it's even more that this Muerta's going to be hitting for because of the damage reduction. Doesn't have the shard yet, but he's still going to attack some people, put that debuff onto them, let that Muerta do even more. So I feel like for Costa Bile, you need BKB, and you need it ASAP, because the damage that comes through from this Muerta is just absolutely overwhelming. So he is going to try to go down that route, but it's going to take a lot of time, and time does not benefit Infinity's draft versus this Heroic
Right, and
draft.
PP. See if they can find a little pick off, but...
KJ's got a gem, starting to take out all these wards. They're grouping up. That one ward is still watching Devi. They actually didn't take out the defensive ops ward that is positioned there. He didn't see it on the Naga. Oh, and Schofield, I was wondering if he did have this next item. He's got Yules, so Axe now needs BKB also in order to even get any potential catch.
Well, between sort of the Yules and the Song, it's not an easy game for Illich to have impact with the jump.
No. And oh, they see Knight. They have this ward right on top of him. Schofield will stop the blink. Can he stop it again?
Oh, nice try with a shot.
Nice. Nice blink.
I can definitely get some pressure on now, Heroic. See what happens here. It's the push for the tier 2. What will Infinity do to react?
They're just rallied around this Muerta. This tower is dying so fast. They didn't glyph? They didn't glyph. Okay, well. Whoopsie. BKB almost done for... I mean, they're probably just saying we need to get BKBs, look for a fight, and if we don't win those BKBs, this game is likely just over. They're getting closer and closer to the two of them. They have PPs finished up. But yeah, it feels like it's a triple BKB. Hope for that fight to go well, and if it doesn't yet, the game is quite difficult. KJ. He does not BKB. Now he will, but now he can get grabbed.
I mean, he should get away, but that is the BKB down.
Panda.
They're coming in with the TPs back towards the tier 2 top.
Dead in seconds.
The rest of them, they have to run.
Uh-oh.
Illich. He's going to try for the play, but indeed Schofield was at the ready. Parker's got to be a bit careful, but not too careful. Waits for the blade mail, and then bam, heals back up.
Schofield God. We said there was definitely a chance for that blade mail, or for that Eul's to come out, and he does have it. Knight almost dies in a second. Just smart. I mean, Heroic, they've played really smart around the map, great itemization, and now they're just playing together around this Muerta beautifully. BKB, as we said, done for the Bristle. Same for the Axe and the Invoker. So yeah, let's see if they can have that good fight go for them with triple BKB timing versus this incredibly strong Heroic timing.
Around the mid they go. Knight. Not going to get the grab on Analog, and even if he did, have the shield rune. A full silver edge on Parker.
Bristle already looked squishy. Even more so. Also, Parker got Paladin Sword, just to point it out too. So he got the 2 blessed neutral items that you'd want as a Muerta versus this Blade Mill. And has that early shard that we mentioned from before. Yeah, tons of lifesteal. Double breaks versus Bristle. All right, they're smoking. This has to connect, or yeah, probably just game over. And it has to be a pretty big wipe if they can find it. They have this ward that did see the puck. They find Analog, it could be a good start. Blink also finished up on KJ though, so they have to 100 to 0 targets so fast that song's gonna counter initiate. Find anything with that smoke. Even looking at them itemizing for more answers, I see Schofield queues up Ags, so definitely some other crazy potential plays that he can do to save versus Axe Call if he can ever get to that point. They're looking for another one, Infinity, really trying to find this catch, but scared if it's going to be a 5-man fight.
Heroic aren't afraid to take these sort of fights. Gophers going to get dragged back by the lasso. Bring him down low by some time with the Yules, but he's gone. The quick kill on towards the Snapfire. They turn it into anything else, Infinity. They look towards down by Llama. Jumping from Analog, the call is going to get dodged here by the phase shift as he tries to get back to safety. Illich, down by Llama's in on top of him, trampling him down.
Smacks him.
Dies through the BKB. Illich, down by Llama now has the grab onto Costapile. The Static Storm's laid down onto down by Llama. The damage of Costapile, they will get the primal kill as well. Jumping from Analog and Parker. They're looking over towards the bat, but the glimmer's up. He's saved.
PP died on the side alone though. KJ, another reel in.
And here comes the damage. They get the dead shot, and Parker just able to shoot down the Bristle. King Jungle's nearly dying. It's the Quills being fired out of the back, but will survive.
Godlike for Parker. He died 5 times early on, but no more in these last few moments. And yeah, they found PP on the side. That ward that they have in that sneaky spot was able to find him and isolate him. That was your triple BKB timing. Your initial axe call, caught nothing. The puck phase shift dodged it.
And he's going to be doing that an awful lot more now. Full Octarine done on Analog.
Oh boy. Level 20 hit too, so constant silence is being thrown out in the fight.
Let's see what Parker, 1100 gold, and he'll have his own Hex.
He's going, okay, sure.
That's going to be a super quick timing. And between that and the break, to whoever he goes on, unlikely to be saved by the rest of Infinity.
That's a very interesting approach. Parker has his unique ideas around some hero builds, but sometimes they look really, really cool. Like I mean, the Jaro one is the one that comes to mind for the most for me, when he didn't go the Aghanims build and it looked cool. Now he's got Hex, so he'll always have mana, right? And it does have a lot of mana costs on this hero, so that is the nice thing that the Hex will give, with double dead shots, with the calling, 350 mana cost Pierce the Veil. It does make it so he's always able to fight, so cool. Rush time. Sunstrike will scout it.
There's no interest of heading over here in Infinity.
Schofield. They can't make it in time.
This next push around the Aegis, this next team fight, it's going to be so tough.
And Divide continuing to grow as well, something you can never forget about. SNY now on the Primal, level 20's been hit, so even more trample damage. How do you kill these cores? the 3 cores feel untouchable on the side of Heroic now. Unless you can perfectly layer it on Analog with the silence, that's the likely one that they can probably still kill, but this Primo and Muerta are out of control. Aghanim's done for Knight, so we said that he's the one you gotta watch for some crazy potential. It's not a Tusk Ags, but if he can get some crazy double lasso plays, maybe there's still some small hope.
Panda is trying to juke him. Well, they'll find him anyway. Onwards towards the top tier 2 they go. Heroic. Infinity is just going to have to get things ready for the high ground defense.
Heroic's just been a treat to watch when they do play like this, when they're able to get super aggressive. That's kind of how it's been every single time. They just get aggressive, they get ahead, and they don't usually falter with that lately.
Nah, especially not when Parker just gets this sort of momentum.
What's the GPM looking like anyway? 855.
Ah, crazy stuff.
Unbelievable.
And he does this consistently on his carry.
And they did find some early kills on him. It never slowed down his farm whatsoever.
And the levels as well, yeah, what, 24?
24.
We'll see what they can do on the high ground defense, Infinity.
Pray for those double lasso plays into putting them under the tier 4s. But Heroic. Playing chill, playing cool. Parker just saying, I'm going to farm 25. I'm going to look for solo kills around the map. Because if I find anybody over here, they're dead.
I mean, if you find Zilich, can be pretty rough.
He's hunting off cooldown on Silver Edge.
Yep, he's going to find someone.
PP is ghost walked.
He's going to head to the top side of the map.
He'll go join his team. He tried for this type of play. He scanned out the bottom side. Nobody was there. Wisdom Rune. PP will be able to sneak in and steal that one. A double scan, though, so they will know that someone's at least over here when he does sneak in for it. Scan wears off. Actually, ideal timing, so they don't know that he's there.
And that is the BKB done for Parker.
Items just keep flurrying in. Doesn't even have slots for boots already.
They're ready to go. 2 minutes left on the Aegis. BKB delivered for Parker. Analog has dropped the Dream Coil here to play around with Panda. And should get him out. Actually, can Panda get out of this one?
He's got him probably, but actually he's just juked it again.
All right, and Glimmer's back up. Well, he's going to show himself. He's going to go for the TP out. Panda, nice little moves. Keeps the wave shoved out.
Wait, what's still the courier? The creeps? The full BKB died on the courier.
Oh.
Okay. Top. They see a hero.
Illich.
Oh, not the axe.
They're going to get him again.
Sad days for all axe enjoyers. Continues to be a very sad 0 and 11.
Well, they tried the axe once. Probably not going to try it again.
No.
And that's not on it. Maybe it's on the hero. You know, we're not seeing anyone else try it. Maybe this is why it can just... If the hero gets punished at the start, it's just so hard to have a game right. If you kind of get that early game crushed.
They punished it at the start. They blocked his Ancients. They completely kept killing him. So yeah, I mean, they came with a game plan versus it. Disruptor sells his items for the Ags. This is the all-in play. Can they double lasso into an Ag Static Storm and get kills? Eyes on Knight. Can he get this Dream initiation? It's a 25 Muerta with an Aegis for 30 more seconds.
They're trying the wraparound here, Knight and PP. Maybe seeing if they get Analog. The push is coming in top.
So remember, the song is always there. The Blink song with the shard.
The barracks are falling.
Very tough to find the targets.
The drag back, they've got the lasso. Still got 14 seconds left on the Aegis, so a bit of an awkward time to go for the Muerta. Parker's fine. Takes out Knight.
Jump they wanted.
And Analog is pushing them back under the tier 4s. They're going to try and turn towards him, but he's got the shield rune. They barely touch him. A glimpse on Dabai Lama. He's easily able to charge away.
They needed that jump to be absolutely perfect, and it was kind of disastrous. Blink from it. Schofield instantly Yules on the bat, so they can't even pull targets into that Static Storm. And they don't have their axe still. Instant smoke from Heroic.
They're going to go for PP, see if they can find him pushing out this bottom lane potentially. I know they don't need to push anything or rush anything Heroic. They can wait until Parker's courier's back up so he can get the BKB out. And
the
on
Swift
top
Blink.
of that, yeah, he's going to have the money by that time for the full Swift Blink.
And he's got Ninja Gear too, so now he can even hunt more so on the map. Schofield waiting for a kill top with Parker while also them setting up a kill on the opposite side of the map. KJ puts a ward down, sees everything.
And he's like, ooh, jumps in. He's going to get caught by Illich. So Schofield can help him out. Cookie to the side. King Jungles, he's got the song.
And PP on the side is caught from Analog.
They're ready to come and fight this. Parker getting into position, and he's ready to go. The Static Storm does get laid down onto him. BKB is out for Costabile, but he's taken out one of them. He's going to be able to turn out of Costabile. As Bristle's juking him out a little bit, but the Hex comes out. Waiting up the Bloodstone. It's taking a bit of effort to bring Costabile down. He's living pretty long. In fact, he might just get away with this. He's running.
Schofield blinks into the quills and dies.
I mean,
can he actually get out?
He's getting out of this, Costabile. In fact, he may even be able to turn and start fighting back soon.
I don't think so. That's a bit of a bold one.
He
he'll get
gets
out, though.
All right, Costabile survives.
But everybody else dies.
That's not wrong.
And
it's not wrong.
Schofield just handed him a kill too. He blinked into the quills and dies.
A lot of damage. The potential was shown there by Costabile on his Bristle, but not enough to turn this game.
No, not enough at this deficit. Maybe if it happened 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And there's that full Swift Blink, full BKB.
Yeah, he's ready to end it, Parker.
25.
Oh, okay.
Awkward glimpse.
They're going to get the lasso. Tracking him back. Disarm as well. They put the BKB now. He's ready to start killing them all. The Dream Core catches onto them. Double kill for Parker. Gets the fear push back on Costabile, but Parker's getting pretty low. Got the Hex. Down by Llama in on top of Costabile. Parker turns. Triple kill for the Moeta. The buybacks come out here now from Infinity. They'll give it one final shot to try and hold on. He's going to put a stop to their efforts of trying to take down Analog as Analog gets the safety to get away from the Static Storm. Illich does have to call on to Parker. Parker's getting kind of low, but he's able to force out of the base. And now he's ready to turn back towards Costabile. Costabile's running him down and actually gets the kill though. Parker dead. Can Costabile do anything more with this? It's a big, big kill to find. Underneath the tier 4s, look at the control onto Davai Lama. Costabile's heading back over. BKB's out for Davai Lama, trampling over Illich. Illich trying to escape for the orb, the charge forward. Illich dead once more. As Davai Lama survives and they're able to kite. Costabile come back in with the grab and the break. This time they'll get Costabile. As at this point with the lead they have, Heroic, they don't need Parker alive to still be able to clean up these team fights.
That was the buyback too from Costabile, the last-ditch effort to hold onto this high ground. Everyone just two ahead, like you said. It's not just Parker. Davai having a pretty much flawless game, dishing out one of the higher damages in that team fight. He's got a heart. 5,000 HP up on this Primal Beast. And yeah, 90 seconds. Infinity not wanting to call the GG.
Considering what they're going to come into next game with, I'd imagine. I mean, as you said, the record for them against Heroic's not been strong. A team that they just can't quite crack. Once again, Heroic
answers in this game.
Cleaning up the Mega Creeps. Jump forward from Analog. I'll get the lasso on a Davai Lama.
But that's a 5,000 HP
Yeah, he doesn't
Primal.
care whatsoever. As Panda's gone. Knight trying to Firefly back to the base. Illich will keep him covered. Comes in with a call, gives space for Knight to get back to the safety of the fountain.
Parker's back.
And the creeps are onto the tier 4. Can they do any sort of grab and drag back in towards the base? He's just going to walk into the fountain. What's the BKB? They'll call it. GG on this one. As Heroic This game one, ending what, 40?
About inverting the supports. They're putting the Dark Willow on safe lane and the Omni on the off lane.
Oh, I see. So we'll see that one, how that plays out for you. Cavs, thank you very much. Good luck in the game. We'll send it over to our casters for game number 2.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Yeah, looking to see how this goes down here. The action, as you can see on your screen, already started. They got the first blood. They were able to get the Muerta up on the cliff, and they very carefully made sure the PP was the one to get that first blood.
Yep. And I think it's all important in this game, too. You want to enable this Lesh as much as possible when he's playing into what could be a bit of a scary lineup when there's so much burst potential. That's always my fear for Lesh. And just the rise of Mage Slayers, Pipes, could definitely see somebody pick one up this game. The Pipe in particular, probably on Divide. But yeah, some adjustments been made for the side of Infinity, trying to fix what went wrong in that last game. And yeah, getting first blood on Lesh, getting how many of the bounty runes did they end up getting?
Look at this mid.
A couple more is.
There's a Primal Beast mid. He's going for it. They really want to get PP.
The blood grenade hits.
They're not going to get PP.
The blood grenade's not enough.
He's going to live. I mean, that's a wild move there. It does not succeed for Heroic.
And Divine now has to go back to base to TP. He cut the wave top level 1 to get that level 2, but wait, is Analog maybe just dead here? He's got Fairy Fire, but the right clicks, he's okay. What is going on?
That was some crazy stuff, but I mean, that indeed, the start of this game now for Davai Lama, it's
miserable.
Yeah.
And Alchemist
so just free waves.
Gets to free farm the first 2 waves. Well, that's the ideal for Infinity to turn this series a bit. At least at the start here. And they do have this Bristle adjustment where they went for the Snot Rocket. He's going in the off lane, and they're looking to play more aggressive onto this Muerta early. All right, cool. Yeah, adjustment's been made, and let's see how this top ends up going down, because this isn't something you see done too often, where you put Omni in that off lane.
Yeah, but why do you think they did this then, made that support switch?
Well, you're saying that's what they wanted to do, right? So just wanted to have this.
But why?
Probably just so they can deter some of the aggression that can come out onto the Muerta with that Bristle, but I'm not too sure. Because I just don't feel it. I don't know what a 4-position Omni really does.
Yeah, maybe I'd guess that they feel that they've got more kill potential with the Dark Willow being bot with the Muerta.
I guess, but then you have no kill potential top. You're literally just choosing to just sack the lane versus Ghost to be like. I'm not sure. This is interesting. We'll see if it ends up working, this little adaptation. Because yeah, it's 14-3 on the Alk. You got a first 2-3 waves, and it doesn't feel like these two can really bully him too much. Even though Divai has been playing really well, and he is playing this year, I just don't know what Omni actually contributes. And they will get a double stack pull off, so Panda will be able to deny an entire wave from this Primal Beast. Almost an entire wave. The range creep will be able to come in.
We'll see if they find any sort of chance to get aggressive, but as you're saying, maybe limited potential from the two of them.
Omni just doesn't. I mean, maybe they'll kill Panda, but killing Costabile would have to be Costabile making a pretty big mistake, it feels like.
I guess at least they shouldn't die themselves, right? The Omni Primal.
They can. The high levels on Costabile can be a bit threatening. I guess the Repel can counteract that a lot of the times, but at least versus that Glimpse every time it does get used early on. Not same cooldown by any means, but we'll see. Knight doing some creep pulling, wanting to make this lane a bit better for the Bristle. It started okay, and then now Muerta's able to just get the last hits a little bit easier. So Knight taking a lot of damage, will survive Divide.
I mean, he charged straight across them. He's going to be saved by the Repel, but my goodness, he's living on the edge, Divide.
This is just doesn't feel like the easiest lane for him to just stand up here or pressure Costabile. And he has to be a little more cautious if he's going to go for plays like that. This is a huge creep wave coming in. If he dies, that would be devastating for him. They are low mana, so it doesn't have to worry about that. But can he actually secure these range creeps?
Divide.
My goodness. Pushing
Costabile's got phase boots. He could just run him down. Oh, okay, the charge is back up. King Jungles.
I thought we might actually see a TP from Schofield there, but he was low mana.
Yeah,
Schofield is very active. If they dive too far past tower, they do have to be a little careful versus the Willow. So, all right, this is I guess the adjustment was made to help the Muerta have full free farm, and then, yeah, you're going to sack a little bit toward top of how much pressure you can get, but Primal he is getting farm. So 21 and 2 on him. And we are seeing Eilich struggle again. But he'll have stacks at the ready this time. Knight, it's not blocked out. And they're not feeding kills. Last time, I think there was already like 4 or 5 kills down here.
And did you like overall the last pick here from Heroic, going for the Queen of Pain for Analog?
Yep, has some cool potential. You know, the knockback, I'm glad they actually mentioned that when you're playing versus something like Lesh. High burst and pushback can be pretty huge. And I like this hero right now. Definitely feels like it gets pretty strong as the game progresses. And if there's not the best type of chain stun, it can always be problematic.
Look at that. This is a lot of pressure on this tier 1 tower.
It's a huge wave.
5 minutes in.
And here comes the Willow.
Half the HP of the tower's gone. They're going to look for Panda. TPs are coming in. They'll get Panda.
Here's PP.
Oh, they should be able to punish Divine Llama. He's going to get buffed up by the repel. Dead shot to pushback. Oh, could he keep it safe? It might. Divine Llama's still alive.
He's got no TP.
And PP should be able to find him. But I say that it's going to take him a bit of time to hunt him down.
He's got the charge, too. They might just stop chasing this. I don't know. This is going to be a crazy long chase.
And King Jungles is going to be able to deny himself to Roshan. And indeed, there's no point chasing him anymore. Obviously, the problem for Divine Llama is that he's kind of stuck in this corner.
Look at this. And Analog gets a free regen rune because of all this. These are crazy rotations that are coming out. Bottom. That's trying to get something. Divide will die to a neutral as Parker dies to the Bristle.
Schofield should get chased down as well by PP, so effectively this 4 heroes dead at the top. Obviously 2 of those indeed, and 1 denied to Roche, 1 denied to the neutrals.
But Eilich is able to play alone. A solo kill onto Parker this time around. Level 6 already finished up on this Bristle. Infinitely better start. All 3 cores looking good on the side of Infinity. Eilich just have to be a little careful. 400 HP, playing behind the tower here. Schofield is here.
I mean, they do have the rotation coming in.
This was very
from Analog. That's going to be Eilich going down.
That was... I guess he didn't expect the Quap rotation, but that was incredibly over-aggressive.
I mean, I think that they would have seen the Quap head down bottom because of that mid-board.
They did. I'm not sure why he decided to just go for the cutting of the wave there.
But you think he could have got out easily? He didn't need to be there.
Not dive there. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
A bit strange.
Just when you're talking him up as well.
I cursed him. Well, Parker's back to ahead of him now. Well, that happened. He does have stacks to be able to go back to, but definitely don't want to be giving up these free kills by any means.
Also, who's taking priority on those stacks? Are they the Bristles or the Alks? Or the Leshes? I mean,
I don't know.
Everyone's going to want the stacks.
Depends on who's having the worst. Analog, another rotation. They'll find Knight. Getting Parker involved. It's a bit of a bizarre first 8 minutes with the rotations that have been going down. Alk, top of the mark, but not by too huge of a margin. Devi starting to recover things as well. It's bottom of the cores, but is level 5 at the least. Analog. We'll be okay. But yeah, this Lesh pick does have a lot of interesting potential here. Has a shield rune too to play aggressive, but high burst versus this Muerta could be a pretty cool answer.
They really want Analog.
He's got Blink. They've got the ward behind the tower.
So they can get some sort of Blink back into the Glimpse play.
They're trying for it.
I'm not going to get it. Down bottom. I'm thinking about going for a Illich.
He's caught again.
And they've got the damage. Very nicely done once more by Heroic, shutting down what was a decent start for Illich. She's suffering now, a couple of deaths.
Definitely don't want to be giving these up to Parker. We saw how well he was able to farm with a free farm game last game. Now he's getting these extra little boosted kills. Illich just has to be more careful. And we do see the sentries. We saw the same thing from Heroic last time, trying to prevent these stacks. They will still have that one on the right. And they might contest these. They're actually walking in. Analog wants them.
It's not super easy for him to clear them.
It's going to take, what, 3 screams or so?
We'll take a...
Should be able to have it done.
He's going to at least get the regular camp.
Yep. It's pretty huge.
I get some
all
more.
That time spent that you were stacking, that your Bristle was dying. He doesn't have that to go back to. He'll have Ancients to go back to, but a very good steal.
Yeah, Illich is just going to start working on this. Doesn't want to run the risk of those being taken as well.
fact that Devi has almost the same net worth as this Bristleback, though, is huge. After he did a level 1 or level 2 rotation mid, and then had to go back top, and all this kind of weird stuff happened, he has same net worth as that Bristleback, who had a free lane. Well, it started as a free lane.
Costa be late.
The rune again.
He's on track for a good Relic and Radiance time.
Oh, is he gonna kill it? Oh, Schofield. Nice play.
Looking for the glimpse back, Panda. He's going to find the glimpse. So.
Okay, gets himself killed.
Denies the rune, gives up his life.
A standard Schofield play, it feels like. But yeah, definitely a good timing that's going to be there for Costa Bila's Radiance. I think there is adjustment in build that comes out from the Muerta this game. The only one I can see is that Mage Slayer potential, because he is playing into a Bristle and a Lesh. There could be that chance, but maybe he just itemizes for himself and tells somebody else to go for something along those lines. We shall see. Devi takes the top tower. Pretty big deal. Able to get that extra farm, and he's been able to, since he's starting to recover his game, he has queued up that Blade Mail. Very good this game versus Leshrac. Analog has Sonic Wave. Heroic might be looking for a smoke up.
Some further pesky blocking. I mean, obviously, they have
still blocked, but yeah.
Yeah, they have the sentry there, but it's now at a point where if Infinity come across, they see the creep, then they might not bother trying to put the effort in de-warding because they're like, oh, it's just the creep that was blocking it.
I haven't seen people do that as much as they were for some time. When it first got the buff to that trusty shovel. We were seeing, I believe it was Tundra, constantly using this to block out camps. Same thing with Falcons, but yeah, nice little plays. Love to see it.
Heroic. Oh, ready to fight into the triangle area, coming in with the smoke. They're going to find Panda. He's able to get the glimpse back onto Davai Lama. See if that saves him. Can Parker get a shot with the dead shot? He can't. Can't quite find the angle. So Panda escapes. That's the smoke gone.
Mid tower getting pressured. Devi takes top, shows up mid. He gets bottled a couple times so he has mana in case they rotate. Panda has ulti, but there is no kinetic fence, so keeping them inside of it a little awkward. Radiance is done.
Yeah, let's see if Costa Bile can keep ahead of Parker this game. He's definitely got the hero and the tools to do so as the Alchemist with the Radiance.
And has that advantage too, building up into things. So if he's able to continue this route, can be pretty good. I just have fears for PP of running into this lineup because there's so much explosive damage. Even though Lesh can pump out damage so fast, it can be very dangerous to get in the right position to be able to do so when you don't have natural initiation on your lineup. They need this Bat Blink ASAP. Even though it's a 4 position, that's their hero that starts the fights. Otherwise, it's a Lesh just charging in. Which can be good to burst heroes like the Willow and the Muerta. Just if they're in position, they can kind of hold that Lesh in their tracks.
Well, it's going to be super fast farm from Parker. Of course, we saw there, getting to go for the Maelstrom on top of the brown boots first, rushing it and getting a super fast time. So we'll be close to comparable. Obviously, you would imagine that Costa Bile stays ahead as the Alk, but
if he doesn't stay ahead, then it's just
like if Costa Bile turns up to a bad fight, like this is definitely a game. And considering Parker's prior performances on the carry, and specifically on Muerta, Parker could take over if Costa Bile slips up.
And if there's ever that point where you see the Muerta ahead of the Alchemist, this game is very likely just in a horrible spot for Infinity. Bristle, 3 components of the Aghanims are finished, so maybe that's their timing that they're going to fully look. But the Blade Mail is done. Heroic is looking to strike. Blade Mail plus Dagon at the ready. They're feeling the timing. I think the drums also, Schofield fully purchased that up as the Bristle. Can he get away?
With the opening, and Analog's in position to offer up the damage.
They're just bullying this Bristle, just like they bullied the Axe last game.
Amplified damage rune as well, ready for the next play from Analog. They've got the Blink Dagger now on the Bat Infinity. See if they can set something up themselves. Safe to be set for Costa Bile, so can get involved if he sees a sort of a good-looking fight near a tower.
That's a cool adjustment that he's making. The Bat actually has the blink at the same time as this Alk.
Yeah.
It looks like he wants to be able to enable his Lesh a bit. So that's definitely an interesting approach. And I imagine they do want to just get active because I think they are starting to feel a bit of that fear. If they just sit back and the Bristle just keeps dying, then that Muerta will just start pulling ahead. Costabile finishing off this stack, maybe wanting level 12 before he fully looks to get engaged into it. The Bat has the blink. Let's see who he finds. And let's see if they actually have the damage, because so far, KJ has not left the Muerta side. So there's always going to be that repel potential save if they go for that target. And going for the Primal is definitely not the easiest of kills. If he gets the Blade Mail off, they could lose quite a bit of health going for it.
They're in the jump. With the lasso off first. Not going to have any immediate follow-up, and now double-elimination just comes crashing back overnight. Will get the kill. He'll lose his life for it. To find the trade, see if they can find Schofield as well. Schofield into the trees should be out of vision, so no chance for a catch from Panda. Checks the high ground.
But a 1-for-1 trade with a 5-man rotation. I don't think Devi's too unhappy about that. Sonic Wave also is coming back up. So can imagine the Heroic is going to look to respond to this. It's a level 2 Sonic Wave with an amp damage. And he's got the Kaya, so it's going to do a whole lot.
That's in some big numbers.
And PP squishy.
Oh, PP. He's in the river. They found him. And indeed, there's that squishiness.
Oh, Panda almost just dies to the Sonic Wave by itself. Oh my god. I think he got caught in one of the brambles, but PP can't have these deaths happen. Gets found alone.
Parker not afraid to fight with the rest of the team now that he's had this good start.
He has KJ just
Panda.
literally sitting right behind him. Panda.
He's going to get caught. Parker doesn't miss these shots. And now with a jump forward, they're looking for Knight as well. He'll get up to the high ground in time.
Costabile.
He wants to fight. Concoction on the Schofield. It's going to be the save here from KJ with the heals. Jump forward from Knight. Really wants to finish off the job, but he's going to dive that beautiful shot once again from Parker. Gets the double, and now Pierce the Veil turns towards Illich. They've killed off a third hero.
It's a disaster. Getting the stun catches Analog.
And Analog's able to blink out time. He's going to live. double-elimination gets him with a grab. Grabs PP.
Oh boy. KJ, clutch save coming into play on top of Analog. I think they passed him a Lotus too, if I wasn't mistaken, while he also got repelled and healed. Heroic is just playing this game beautifully. Muerta is catching up to Alchemist.
That's the thing, he's so close to the Alk's farm. This is
back-to-back deaths also.
Yeah. If you're the Alk, you want to be so much further ahead of the enemy carry than just 1,000 gold at 17 minutes. And Parker just farms that fast.
And he's always has the buff up. He has this Omni just sitting behind
Check this out again. This was them trying to fight back. You know, Costabile's leading in. You see Knight going straight in. And, yeah, as I say, Parker hitting the shots. And Davai Lama leading the way back into the fight. Even under the tier 2 at this point. Not able to turn anything. PP getting so close.
My goodness. Perfect timing, really. And KJ, we saw it on the stats before the game popped up. I think he was 25-6 in his last couple. And yeah, you can see
he knows Davai Lama. He's had a couple of fantastic games here so far.
His Primal Beast might be something you start after looking to ban. I know his Mars was something we were talking about at the start of the tournament, but this is looking way better, honestly. His Primal is looking pretty terrifying. If he's able to get these type of charge forwards, he always seems to find the perfect target.
Yeah, and he just knows the limits as well. Knows what you can sometimes get away with. You know, you go back to that play at kind of 0 minutes when he was charging in on mid. It didn't matter. You know, it didn't suffer for him in the laning stage in the long run whatsoever. He knows that he can try for that. Sure, it didn't work out, but it's just the fact that he goes for those sort of moves. You can tell he's very confident on this one.
Yeah, and I like how he's getting very involved with the team too. It's like he took top tower, and it's not like he sat back. No, he went straight to mid so they could pressure and take that early tower as well too.
That's good.
For Illich, just, I mean, again, just like last game, he's just really struggling. Yes, he's got his Ags. He's going to buy the shard soon, but 4 deaths after getting a free kill onto the Muerta. He's had no growth.
And an easy Roche here for Heroic.
BKB done for the Alk, so he is strong in particular, but it's these other 2 cores that I just have big concerns. PP is so fragile. And the burst from something like a Queen of Pain with this type of farm, it's scary. Gets the Grove Bow as well for even more damage. Things are accelerating quickly.
What do they do, Infinity?
They got to find it. I mean, they still have to try to, I feel like, look for some plays with this Blink Batrider. If they just sit back, it doesn't feel great. But they're just ready. Look at Heroic. Everybody in position kind of joining together. If they can find Analog mid, that would be the dream. He does blink forward and scream the wave. Can he get it?
Gets the knock back into the lasso, but TPs are coming in. They get the Static Storm into the concoction.
KJ's here.
That'll be a bit of a save indeed. KJ's able to keep Analog fine. He turns, blows the Sonic Wave over towards Panda. Costabile tries to fight on with the BKB and Chemical Rage, but he can't do this. He has to back off. The dead shot again. Parker forcing Illich to turn and get feared back towards him. Kills off the Bristle. Davai Lama runs over PP, and Costabile, he's going to get taken down as well. 4 dead on Infinity as Heroic. They absolutely have their number. We knew it before today. It's something about this matchup, Heroic. They just seem to always come out on top.
Heroic's just so good at responding. They were all positioned bottom. The instant he gets gone and the TPs come out, and the position that KJ TP's in, it's perfect. He's literally just in the right spot to get the GA, get the repel. They can't even take advantage of the Quap blinking in aggressively on top of a wave when they've got their entire squad.
And they just can't run. Like, it's insane. Like, Parker, these dead shots that he's hitting, he's getting kills that he shouldn't be getting. Crazy stuff. And honestly goes back to sort of, as we have what Caps on the pre-game interview, a little bit surprised that Infinity let them pick the Moeta again. And indeed, when you see Parker play this well, you got to agree with him. Like, they let them have it.
And it's so important that KJ's the one that TPs first. It's like split second between him and the Muerta TPing. If he doesn't get that first TP off, Analog does die, and then potentially maybe.
And look, we'll see this great dead shot here again.
Every time
Bam.
he knocks him back.
Illich forced straight back to face Parker head first.
And look at this blade mail. 100 to 0 PP. Devi again playing in the fight perfectly.
It's a tough one again here for Infinity.
They went for a risky pick. You know, PP, he wants to play his Lesh, but definitely seeing it, the downsides of this hero. You just have to run in versus so much damage. Not only do you kill yourself, but there's just so much burst. And now all the ults are back up for the side of Heroic. Infinity, that downtime, they weren't able to find anything either, as it just continues going more and more in Heroic's favor. Silver Edge soon to be finished up also for Parker. They're just taking the boxes.
Well, they'll need a little bit more here if they want to steal the Tormentor.
Devi has a full blink and a BKB now too after that whole last situation, so he can pretty much freely choose who he wants to jump for in any of these upcoming fights. The only thing to stop it is going to be a Bat Lasso. And that is not the way that you want your Bat Rider to go for a play. You need to get him to, you need a dream initiation, it feels like at this point.
Free shot here for Schofield. They steal the Tormentor. And just waiting and watching, seeing who dares come outside of the base.
Controlling the vision. KJ just hugging the Muerta. Double Solar Crest finished up to buff her up as well. Well, Costabile, he doesn't have anything coming.
And he was under the ward. They know he's down here.
He's trapped.
There's no escape.
Almost suicides. That was a little close there, but Parker able to get another cleanup kill. Surpassing the Alk's net worth by a significant margin now.
Yep, that's, I mean, if it already wasn't at the point, I mean, and now definitely much so at the stage where, as an Alk, the chances of carrying against the Muerta ahead, it's pretty slim.
Yeah. They've just had nothing coming from the offlane this series, it feels like, unfortunately for them. The Bat Rider, we've seen last game in particular, did get a couple advantageous moves, but this game, it feels like the two of them have had no game whatsoever.
Off they go, Heroic, on the hunt once more.
How do you stop Devi at this point? 2,500 HP, BKB Blade Mail. BKB even on your Queen of Pain too. They have so much at this point.
Well, I see the courier going over. They know that someone's around in the mid. Panda stepped out.
Solo play! He does get it. Shadow Blade.
And Davai Lama. He's got the grab on Knight. A concoction comes out. Won't save Knight. Suppose support's going down.
They're just making it look easy. Onto the high ground.
It's 24 minutes in.
The Bat being killed too, so there's no repositioning tool, so they try to push the advantage as much as possible here. 30 seconds that they might be able to kill this tower and more.
They got to do something, Infinity.
PP's found. They'll get back to the base, but they're losing their racks. What do they do?
It's a rough one.
A rough series.
It really has been.
This one did feel like it was going to be a little bit better from them doing that little switch up with that Bristle, but Alchemist, but it does just feel Heroic has the answers.
And honestly, yeah,
and the Muerta's got to go.
This Muerta, it can't be allowed in future series. Surely teams have got to start considering this to be... I mean, obviously Parker's had crazy performance in a lot of different carries, but his Muerta performance, that's got to be top of the list.
And not if you're going to go for the early Bristleback, right? They even said it themselves in the coach interview. They're like, when they pick Bristle, we're going to go for this. Yes, they switched it to an off-lane position, but hasn't really helped whatsoever. Heroic is sweeping the map from side to side. They've got a pipe on the Bristle, and they've got an Orchid on the Alchemist. Can they make anything happen with those two timings?
And the thing is, well, you know, with the Muerta, we are seeing some of the teams like bring out these crazy performances, but some teams, some carries in this tournament, they don't play Muerta right. Do you think this is a hero that more teams should really be considering?
He's off.
double-elimination is going to be able to walk this one away. In fact, he's just going to get in aggressively. And Costabile stuns himself.
No way.
He stuns himself. He's dead. double-elimination will fall, so it's a trade of sorts here. But the trade's not over. Parker steps up, gets the double.
Parker tips Costabile.
Indeed, yeah. Costabile tripping up at the start of the fight.
Did he jump into a calling or something and not be?
No, I think he just stunned himself? He couldn't see anyone to throw the concoction at.
Oh, God.
Walks in, and they were on the other side of the tree line, I believe, so he just didn't have a target.
Oh, devastating.
Parker, he's ready to push. Fair bit of damage, but he's fine. Slides out the base.
He's dropping low. Almost dies to that one. KJ will be able to keep him back up to full.
Closing in on the Daedalus. It's about 1,000 gold for Parker.
I mean, that was them getting, what, 3 item timings on the side of Infinity and couldn't get much of anything. Lasso's going to be back up. I mean, you have to try to go for these plays.
Next fight, Analog's got his Aghanims, and he's also got an amplified damage rune on the quad.
Yep. It's grim. It's grim, Owen.
Vindicator's axe for Parker.
The ward's placed up.
Parker's in.
He's got the break.
He's looking for Illich. They get the jump. They got the lasso on a Parker. They'll drag him out of the side. Costabile tries to get the jump. We'll get the concoction over towards Analog, but the BKB's there from Analog. Illich taken out by Parker. They get the glimpse back as well. On towards him. Can they bring Parker down? They can. They kill off the Muerta, but Costabile is getting trampled down by double-elimination. Charges over towards the Lesh, and again, like in game 1, they can kill Parker, but at this point, everybody else is just as much of a threat. GG is called. Heroic, they absolutely have Infinity's number. Once again today, they'll take a series against them, 2-0.
A smackdown, even more so than last one. Last one took 40 minutes. This one was just over so fast.